Feeble!
Okay, welcome to Feeble Talk. This is episode 2. We are here with Christian Rigal. I am not Zach Ramus. I'm Ryan Fudger, one of the editors at Ride. Zach's in South Africa or some far off land, so I'm helping him out today. If you don't know who Christian is, Christian's a professional bike rider, professional filmer, professional photographer, professional everything.
I try a lot of things. I succeed at some.
Yeah. I think we have about 30 seconds of Christian killing it from his latest United section, so we'll watch that just in case you don't know who Christian is. That was a difficult one for you, right?
Yeah, that was. I drove all the way to Utah just to do that, and it ended up being a lot more work and a lot more falling than I had imagined.
So angry.
Yeah, well that one was 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 different days of
I think
setting myself.
we went to that college. We went to that college.
Yeah, and
right?
I bitched out when we went there. For the
That's what it
market video.
was. Yeah, that was the trip to NorCal for nothing.
Yeah, the other.
We
Yeah.
won't talk about that.
Yeah, I like to go long lengths to sometimes not do anything.
It happens. And then we won't show the actual banger, but if you haven't seen Still United,
Yeah,
you get the After Dark banger, huh?
Yeah, pick up a copy. They're still available for digital download, and you can get a hard copy as well.
And that was the video of the year, so you don't get much better than that. So, once we get back to the green, we will have you choose your background. This is the portion. Right now we're green.
Okay.
But you get to choose your background. So we got you in a subway. We're going to cycle through them.
Jonas.
We got Jonas. You could be inside Jonas. We got Rudy. What else we got? We got some artsy skate stoppers. I know you're a fan.
Damn.
This is your future rig.
Look at that guy.
That's like your dad.
I
basically.
fucking hope that I never end up like that.
And then this is you in the Olympics.
I was gonna say, that's what happens when you start doing that. That guy probably will never touch a camera again in his life after that.
No, he's done. What else do we have? We have beautiful San Francisco.
Cool.
You sent this one over.
That one's just home for me. We could do that one, or we could do Rudy. I'm easy.
What do you think? Rudy probably is a little dark, huh? I wasn't really thinking that one.
Big, beautiful dog.
You don't want Jonas? You don't want to hang out with Jonas?
If I know we were taking Jonas photos, I would have given you guys some gold, but...
All right, we'll do San Francisco. It's nice and scenic.
He's looking very GQ there.
Yeah. Just shout out to Joey. Joey Cobb shot that photo. I had to pull that one. So.
That was great. Shout out to Jonas, too. Yeah. Mike Jonas is in San Francisco right now, killing it, working for a startup.
Oh, yeah.
But still riding bikes.
Nice. Well, you just got back from Mexico, correct?
Yep.
So that was with the Haro squad?
Yeah, that was every year Haro tends to do a big trip with the whole team. So we went to central Mexico and did some shop stops and worked on a video and shot a little article. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Everyone killed it. It's my favorite crew to travel with, hands down.
Yeah, you're like a secondary Haro member, right?
Yeah, it's a little family over there. I love it. It's everyone asks oh, who are you going on a trip with? I'm oh, I'm going on a trip with all my best friends. Oh, what are you doing? Working on a video. It seems weird that I'm going to work, but it's if I was to pick a crew to go on a trip with, that's probably the crew I'd pick anyways. So yeah, no, it was awesome, man. So much fun. The kids out there are die-hard fans, more than any kids I've ever seen.
It was it wasn't Mexico City, right? It was...
No, we were 6 hours from Mexico City. It was Aguascalientes and then Guadalajara, and that's I think Guadalajara is 3 hours away from Aguascalientes. Okay. But yeah, it's a cool little central city, bunch of cool shops, lots of good spots, cool skate parks. Yeah, it was fun, man. Yeah, it was really good.
What was the furthest? Because I know those kids travel when pros come down there.
Yeah.
What was the furthest distance? Because I know they drive.
Yeah, I heard 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
Some kids went, and I saw some kids just straight start crying right when they saw him. I watched a kid lick Chad Curley's head tube. They would anytime the bikes were left alone, there'd be at least 20 kids around them just looking at the bikes, taking photos, touching their grips, just to see kids in awe of seeing a pro's bike is like amazing when like you go to a skate park in America and kids just want to one up you, and they're like, you know, they're
like
not
land and then look at you.
Yeah,
sure
like
you
I feel like the kids out there are just stoked to see you, get a signature, get a photo, and it's so much. I don't know. It's humbling to see that there's still like genuine kids out there that like just love BMX and are stoked to see dudes. Like,
cool.
It was awesome.
Well, we have some of that footage from Mexico you sent over. So
yeah, just some little behind the scenes from some makes and some celebrations, and yeah, man, it's fun out there. The scenery out there, the spots, like
the ultimate male, obviously winning.
The god of everything that is Dennis.
Yeah, I think you're doing a 180. Me too. I told Colin.
Yeah, all the spots out there, like, you know, security doesn't really give you any problems. Nothing's been done. I mean, not nothing's been done, but like, you know, crews haven't traveled to all these spots already, so.
That's, what was he? I don't even know what he was planning on doing. Right?
Yeah, and then there's this guy. We're sitting here trying to film this for a good, like, 2 hours, and that guy's just sliding his babies down the hot rail. Mike Gray back on the bike after an ankle injury.
Nice.
Yeah, what's that?
He texted me the other day and I forgot to text him back. I owe you a photo, Mike.
He's back in town for a bit, back on the grind. Always killing it. Yeah, dude, some of the plazas out there, we would literally go to one spot each day, and the whole crew would get clips, and here's the crazy locals.
That is a lot of kids.
There was like at least 200 kids at every shop stop we went to. Like, they were nuts.
They are hyped, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the part. I mean, like SoCal's sick, but you gotta get out of SoCal.
No,
I think, for that stuff, because they get all the love here, you know.
Yeah,
So everybody gets spoiled.
If you really want to see BMX and like fans, like.
What was up with the ribbon cutting?
I think that was a new shop, or they were just trying to have those guys christen the shop. But yeah, it was every shop was super cool. They had a bunch of like good products, good brands in there, and yeah, the kids were so stoked to see.
The girl
these
wearing
dudes.
a Haro jersey.
Oh yeah, dude. These kids would print screen grabs and photos off the internet and bring them in to get signed. Like they would take photos with the guys, go that night, print them out, and then come back the next shop stop and get them signed. Like it was so cool. Like kids in America would like. They don't even want your signature. They just want your bike or your sponsor.
Yeah. Can I have something for free at all times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are giving something away for free later.
Yes, we do have plenty of free stuff to give away.
If that's all you care about. That'll happen in about 30 minutes. So, yeah, from there, I mean, like, so that was a filming trip. Obviously, like, how much of your daily life or your monthly life is filming versus riding? Because you are professional riders and you are a professional filmer. Like, what's the juggle?
Every day I go out with full intentions of doing everything. You know, some days I'll be real sore or like hurt, and I'll be like, all right, today like I'm definitely just filming. But every day I go out, you know, I'm trying to ride, I'm trying to film, and if I could grab my camera and shoot a photo too, that's the best for me. But definitely there's a camera in my hands a good majority of the time. Like, you know, every day there's definitely days I'll go out and just ride for fun and jib around and not have any plans, but if someone's around and they're down, I'll bring my bag and we'll go out and cruise, and if they have something to film, sweet. If not, we just jib around and have fun. Like,
I always find that when I ride and shoot photos or film, like if I'm riding and then I pick up the camera, I'm always like, I'm shaking too much. I can't I feel like I can't juggle it very well. So it's either when I go out I'm filming or shooting photos or I'm riding. I can't do both.
I like it, man. It just gives me, I don't know, it's a nice even balance. I get to, if I can fit all the things that I love into one session, then that's like, how's my day going to get any better than that, you know?
That's
like,
true.
Either way, I could still ride my bike all day and have the funnest time ever, or film all day, and it's still always, you know, fun, and I enjoy it, but if I could do all of them, that's the best. And usually, it always works out that way, whether it's a real photo or someone just messing around, like, you know, I'll be able to shoot something, and someone's always filming something, and yeah,
And plus you ride with the best bike riders.
Yeah, I happen to have very talented friends that are all like, you know, some of the best dudes ever. So whether they're feeling it or not, someone's usually doing something.
So what projects do you have right now? I know you have like a lot of stuff that like you're just like slowly collecting footage for. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's
DeMarcus. iTunes.
Yeah, the main projects would be, I've been working with DeMarcus for coming up on probably like a year and a half now almost. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we've just been working on a video part for iTunes. That's going really good. We're just trying to sneak in another trip and get a couple more things around SD. And then I'm doing a documentary on Dennis Anderson. That's like,
I did not know that.
yeah, it's I've never done a documentary style film before, so it's been really interesting to, you know, to shoot that over a long period of time and kind of like figure out how all the puzzle pieces come together and track down archive footage from people and stuff like that. So
That's really cool.
that's been a fun, time-consuming project. And then I wrapped up a horror video with Chad that I'm going to start editing, working on another video part with Chad. I've got a video part with Nathan Williams, video part with Corey Martinez. Rob Wise has a lingering video part that's going to start back up.
Which we'll talk about that in a little
Yeah, we'll
bit.
talk about that. Shoot, there's more. I don't know.
So nothing. So
Yeah,
nothing
I'm
at
doing
all.
absolutely nothing
Yeah.
at home every day.
That's crazy, dude.
But no, I probably have like 15 videos that have at least 3 clips upwards of half a video or 3/4 of a video. So
Crazy.
at all times, I don't have an excuse to be lazy. Like every day I wake up, I could go film for a project I'm already working on, or I have something to edit, or I have music to find, or
Do you ever
photos
wish
to edit.
you're like with all the rain? Are you like kind of happy that it rains every
Dude,
once
I
in a
used to
while?
hate rain, but now like I take these
I find
rain
myself
days.
doing the same.
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
oh, it's raining. I have an excuse to do
No,
nothing.
because dude, if it's sunny, not even if it's sunny, if it's just dry outside and nice, which it always is in San
Yeah,
Diego, I feel
yeah.
like I got to be outside.
Yeah.
So like if it's raining, then I'm like, all right, I can do whatever like legwork that I have to do today, like on my computer.
Yeah.
That's not very fun because really I get most of my work done at night.
So, I don't mean to interrupt you, but so you have, are you sponsored still by that Swisstronics thing that we're about to
No,
play?
that was like a year-long thing.
Oh,
That was that was cool. That was a sweet camera battery company that hooked me up for a while, and
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and play that
yeah,
little
we can
camera
do
reel
that.
thing.
Yeah, I
and
made
then-
a little
and then
video
we
for
can
them,
talk
and
about-
it played at their version of a inner bike. So just a little like kind of behind the scenes of what I do on a day-to-day basis, like just to kind of shed some light to people that might not follow BMX that closely, and just kind of see like, hey, this is what I do. I get to film all my friends and go to these cool places, and it's just a collection of footage I filmed along with some behind the scenes footage that Calvin Kosovich filmed. So
Cool. And then, so I know there was a point in your life that you had, I mean, you recently got rid of it, but you had your old beat up Toyota Tacoma, and it's
Oh, yeah.
like, it was basically, I think it rolled down a hill at a point and ran into a tree or something.
Yeah,
Like it was beat.
Yeah, it looked like a beat up Coke can.
And so you were at an impasse where you're like, I want a shiny new car, or should I buy a camera? And you decided to go with the camera.
Yep.
So why, what was your motivation for going to camera? And I think that could be some good life advice for somebody.
Yeah,
that
I
is-
mean, I'm 27 years old now, so we do.
there's a cat hair like flowing right there. I'm really trying to get it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm 27 years old. I'd like to. I'm looking into the future a lot more than I used to, and I definitely need a new car. And I was thinking, I want to get an STI, and I'm like, I've always wanted an STI since I was like 16. So that's really like the childhood in me that's telling me to get that. And I just kind of
The
sat
boy
down.
racer wants an STI.
Yeah, and I just kind of sat down and thought about it. I'm like, dude, you're gonna spend like, I don't know, 25 or 30 grand on this car, and it's only gonna lose money. The engine's probably gonna blow up at some point because I always hear STIs blowing up. I just kind of talked to some friends that were like, a little higher up in the filmmaking industry, and just from having conversation with them, I just kind of thought about my future. I'm like, I know I'm always gonna have a camera in my hand. Like that's what I love, and that's what I like to do. So I just thought that it'd be a much smarter investment to get a camera that would allow me to work on anything from the videos I do every day to a feature Hollywood film. Like I've always, followed filmmaking and skate filmers and all that, and I always, knew that I would love to get a red camera and be able to, work on big projects and commercials and films and stuff like that. And even though I have camera skills with my old camera, like no one's gonna hire me to film a movie or a commercial with a 1280 camcorder. Even if I know how to use it great.
HMC or something back then.
Yeah, like it's whether you know how to use that camera better than anyone or not. Like whether you're, I don't know, you can.
There's a certain
Yeah,
there's
there's a
certain in
level.
the video world. There's like this certain flexing with you have to have this in order. to
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
like between the resolution and the quality and be able to put different lenses on there and stuff. I just knew that camera wasn't going to allow me to really expand myself further than BMX. So I just kind of went all in and got the camera that I would be working towards instead of like wasting money buying these DSLRs and then getting Sony FS whatever 5 or 7 and just like building up. I'm just gonna go all in and go straight for the camera that I would be working towards, and then put all my time and effort into like working that off instead of like wasting money on other cameras and updating my gear and all that.
So did it kind of pan out that way in a sense? Like, I mean, looking back at it now, you don't have an STI.
No, but I did just buy a new 4Runner, so I have a new car.
But that decision you made was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like,
in
the sense the red probably paid for the 4Runner.
Yeah, no, it definitely like it opened up so many doors and opportunities to work on bigger jobs and projects, and it definitely did exactly what I was hoping it would do. You know, I got hit up to work on a bunch of cool stuff, and I started to, you know, you work on bigger projects, you're able to get bigger paychecks. So like, you know, I'm not in it for the money, but like I do this for a living, and I'd like to be able to get some money in my savings and stuff like that. So like, I think it was a responsible and good decision for me to like take my skills and apply them to some equipment that can allow me to do bigger and better things, and I'm stoked I did it. You know, it's not like I'd recommend to other people, hey, go broke and buy a red camera and shit's gonna work out. Like, I don't know. But
it's an investment. It's a risk.
Yeah, and it's for me. Like, I know I'm in it for the long run. It's not like I'm not gonna get over filming and try and fucking sell my red in a year and be fucking hurting. Like, I knew that this is what I'm gonna do, and this is a camera that is gonna be relevant for me and what I do for at least the next, you know, 4 or 5 years or something like that. So yeah, I went for it and it worked out. But you know, there's so much you can do with an iPhone and a GoPro now. Like, it's you know, just to let kids know, like, you know, you don't need a camera like that to make cool videos and have fun. So like, as long as, you know, if it's something you really like, then, you know, you can give that a little goal and have something to work towards. But you're definitely able to go out and make some awesome shit and you know, have fun with your friends.
I think the important thing is kind of just the now versus the long game versus the short game. Like the STI would have made you happy right then and there, but in a long sense, it's an investment into what you want to do. And,
definitely think about, you know, what you're doing, because I feel like I have so many friends that blow money on stupid things that, like, don't do anything for you. And you know, if you could channel your investments into your passions, then there's a way that you can, you know, turn that around and make a living from it. And buying a fast car that's going to get you speeding tickets and broken engines and everything, like, that's not a very vast investment. But
I fully agree in that sense. Have a car that turns on every day. It's sick.
I mean, sure, you might have a car that works great, but I don't know.
Well, switching gears, wanted to talk about your influences growing up. I mean, I feel like your riding changed a lot over the years, but I don't have any footage of that, so don't worry.
Good. Well,
Multicolor bikes and foot jam. What was it? Lucky to foot jams and stuff like that.
Black and white that footage if I post any of that stuff, because it's like too ridiculous.
Looking like you're riding a pack of Skittles.
Yeah, I mean, my riding style has definitely changed a lot. Like when I was like real young, I was pegless and like Garrett Burns, like pedal grinds, and just like, you know, that was like the montage, like those are the dudes I was into. But
well, I think you said Ruben was.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, I don't know if I should lead into that now, but like.
That's where I was going. So.
There's a lot of riders that influenced me, but like for video parts and like people that really like opened my eyes to like a different type of riding I'd definitely say Ruben and Forward. Like, I just remember going to a bike shop and like the first video I ever bought was.
Before you go too far, we got it queued up, so we'll go ahead and I grabbed like a minute and a half towards the end.
Oh, perfect. So. Yeah, this is like, I mean, even to this day, like that, no one was doing like nose manuals in general were
impossible.
Yeah, and like Ruben's here doing 1 foot nose, like back into the mini.
I still think like the no footer. I mean, obviously the Fufanu is whatever, but he does like that no footer to table. I don't even know if it's this thing, and it's like that looks so sick to me even still. Like people should do that.
Yeah, well, if you got Ruben's style, I mean, it'll look great. But
tell Dennis to do it.
Yeah, this to me was just like, I don't know, like I had a T1 barcode and like I wanted to go out and do everything like Ruben. Like he mixed everything that I like together, you know, speed, style. He went big, like he was always like making new tricks and just, I don't know, like to me, like at the time that I was, you know,
Indian.
I was like so easily influenced at this
Little
age.
sponge, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I look back now and I couldn't be any happier to like have this video be like the one that I was watching on repeat before I'd go riding every day. Like I probably wore that tape out. Like
Yeah,
and he's still one of the raddest, best humans ever. Like I try and make it a point every year to go out to Malaga and stay with Ruben and ride his bull, and like he's just like he lives the life, man. He has his own skate park down the street from his house. He goes and surfs every day. He's got trails. Like
I remember. I mean, I grew up in San Diego, obviously. That Gary and I went and looked at the marks. We heard that he did it, and we were like, went and looked at the marks, and we were like, what the?
To this day, that's still one of the craziest like wall rides anyone's ever done. And like you go to that school and everyone's like, wait, is that the Ruben spot? And I'm like, yeah, that's the Ruben spot.
Especially after Dave Young like nutted himself on it too. So
he tried
like,
that?
Yeah, he tried it. It was like a whole ride sequence. So it was like we heard Dave Young tried it, and then it was like then Ruben did it, and then we heard that he did that, but we didn't even know about the whole invert over the fence thing. So then we saw those marks too, and we're like,
that's crazy.
Like mind blown. We were like, whatever, 17 or something like that. Whenever this came out.
Yeah,
but
that's insane.
But then more these days, I think like I don't know. Do you find somebody being super influential to you these days, or is it kind of like you're stuck in your ways?
I mean, I take a lot of influence from a lot of people. Like, it's hard to pick one, but like you know, Corey and Nathan have always been a huge influence to me. Like, I remember when Nathan was first coming up, I was like. You know, he's doing all the crazy lucky lip tricks and no-handed tricks, and I was all about that. Corey's always been someone I looked up to. I mean, Dennis, obviously, like I ride with Dennis all the time. My fondest memories of riding were, you know, like learning with him and all those dudes. So he's a huge influence. And then, I mean, Rob Wise, another one of my
God,
like because I like setups and I like spots, and Rob's always been a dude that like. Every clip in his part, like something unique, you know, whether it's the spot or the trick or the size of it. So,
well, I mean, I guess we're talking about Rob. So he disappeared for a little while, right?
Yeah, he just, I think he just kind of, you know, BMX has been his whole life forever, and I think he just kind of wanted a little break. He sold his house and moved out to St. George, which is kind of like the outskirts of Utah, and he just kind of like did his thing for a little while, and yeah, he just recently he like really wanted to, you know, I think he just missed everything that is BMX, you know, being out with your friends, filming, all that stuff. So.
He was gone. Like Instagram deleted.
Yeah, and I mean,
no contact.
Yeah,
like literally
you know,
ghosted, right?
I'm good friends with him. Dennis is really good friends with him. Like Eddie at 50/50. Like no one really heard from him for a while. But like, I mean, I know Rob, and I was like, if he wants to be contacted, he'd there'd be a way to contact him. So I was like, whatever, you know, if he wants to. Clock out for a little bit, let him do his thing. I knew he was going to come back.
Yeah.
Like
I think I remember you actually saying that like 6 months ago too.
I had a lot of people like, I don't know, man. I'm like, dude, it's Rob. He's coming back. He's sitting on. We filmed. I have the banger and the clip right before the banger for his next video part, and I knew that he wasn't gonna just let those wither away on my hard drive. And some people are like, oh, you should use them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna use them because one day he's gonna come back and. And he's like, oh, what's up with those clips? Oh yeah, I chucked them in this web video. Like, So yeah, he said that he's stoked to get back on it. He wants to start filming, and he's not trying to like make a full-fledged like come back into BMX, but like he's stoked. He's stoked to get.
Still.
Yeah, he wants to ride and film and get in the van with his friends and you know do all that stuff again. So I'm stoked because, like I said, I've always looked up to him. He's one of my favorite riders, one of my favorite people to film with. So definitely.
Is that kind of the catalyst for the next market trip almost?
No. He's actually got some stuff going on, so I don't even know if he's going to make this next market trip. Okay. But we just really want to get something going again. Like we all put a lot of love and a lot of time and work into market, and like everyone's just been kind of busy. And you know, we had some friends working, you know, doing some stuff behind the scenes, and Dennis's dad, and like they just kind of had stuff going on. So it's like it just kind of got put on the sidelines for a little bit. But we're gonna get a trip going. We're gonna try and revamp it a little bit. And I'm motivated to put a bunch of time and effort into it. And the crew's always been down. It's just a matter of picking a date and starting something up. And
is it still? I mean, is Dennis still planning on doing jeans, or is it still?
Yeah, I mean, we still have product, but it's like, you know, product's not going to sell if you're not doing anything. So I think once we get the ball rolling and we start making some videos again and doing some trips and like, you know, get a little more active on social media and everything like that, I think, you know, it'll be more motivating to work on new products. But as of right now, like, we don't have any new products in the works, but we still have jeans, we still got a bunch of shirts and everything like that. So
jeans are still good. I still
yeah,
wear
the
mine.
jeans
I
are.
pretty much wear two pairs of jeans, one Market, one Fox.
Yeah, they're
jeans.
still.
That's it.
I mean, I back the jeans to then, like, they're the best jeans I've ever had. So, you know, it's just a matter of kids buying them. You know, they're not going to be $20 jeans, but they're going to last you. And, you know, we got dudes like Garrett rocks those jeans every day. Brandon Semenek, that really sick mountain biker. There's a lot of dudes that ride Market jeans all the time, and everyone loves them. So we know that, you know, we got something good. We just gotta keep the content flowing and keep working on some new stuff. And I think people will be stoked.
Word. Well, cycling back a little bit, just because, you know, you brought up Rob, so I wanted to talk about that for sure. But you said one of the videos you've been into lately was Calvin Kosovich, correct?
Yeah, like
we can go ahead and play that. Well, actually,
yeah, it's definitely like a video that I'll watch, you know, to get me stoked to go ride. Like, Calvin's always been a dude with really good taste, like, whether it be filming, riding, spots, music. Like, he never really overdoes anything, and he's got a lot more tricks than you'd probably think he's got, and he just uses them very, like, tastefully, you know. Like,
and it's coming up, but that post office spot where he does like the Toothsmith 180 or whatever. I've been to that spot and I never seen. I was like, that's holy shit! I didn't even see that. Like,
another thing I like about Calvin too is, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in always wanting to, like, do big shit and gnarly stuff, and I mean, I like to do that stuff too. But he has a good mix where, like, he'll do some cool jibby stuff too, because, like, kids don't necessarily watch you go do some gnarly shit on big handrails and get hyped to go ride. So like, I think it's cool that, like, this part he put a lot of hard work in there, but he's got some, like, cool stuff that's not gonna, like, kill you. That's just, like, looks nice and looks fun.
That
so
good. Is that in San Diego?
That's in LA somewhere. Okay. I've driven by that spot, but I've never ridden it. But
yeah, I mean, I feel, just as you said, like, I feel Calvin's a thinker. You know, like, everything he does, that shit is
cool. He never just gets a clip just to get it. Like, he finds a cool spot that, like, has a perfect trick for it, and I don't know, I like that. I think there's a lot of guys that just kind of film whatever sometimes, and, like, Calvin ain't filming whatever. If he's filming it, he's going to use it, and it's going to be something cool. And I don't know, I just think that this is a good example of, like, a well-rounded video part in all aspects, and it's cool too, because usually the filmer kind of gets screwed on the filming aspect of their video parts. So I think, like,
speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, he had a bunch of people help him out, and I think the whole video turned out awesome. And I think Kink in general, I should note, they always do cool shit, and I'm always stoked. You know, if a video comes out and Daryl's name's on it, or it's, you know, a Kink video, you know, it's gonna be good. So
definitely, well done, adding him to pro squad.
Yeah,
finally.
No, that's so well deserved. Like, I started riding with Calvin a lot, like, when he first came to America, and, like, I'm like, why isn't this dude on Kink Pro? Like, he's fucking got everything it takes to be a pro. So shout out to Kink for bumping him up. He definitely deserves it.
Well, plus, and Calvin's he's a grinder.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
Most of the clips, I'm pretty sure, are all grinds.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. He likes to grind. He loves to film. He's got a good eye. I handed him the camera while I was filming Hoder the other day. He shot a sequence, got his first sequence and ride. So, like, he's just got it, you know. He's got that eye and he's got that knack, and I think he's a BMX lifer. He's like, he is BMX. Like,
that's what's up. Well, that's one non-grind clip. So you specifically, I think Still United section. I should have counted beforehand, but I'm pretty sure, like, 98% of your clips are probably grinds.
There's no non-peg tricks in Still United.
Oh, okay. So you know.
Yeah, there's
literally pegs only.
Yeah, I think I filmed three clips that weren't peg tricks, and they were all, like, on smaller setups. And for me, like, I don't know, I just kind of wanted everything to be big in that part. But then, like, Dennis or someone like, dude, that 270 you did over the rail is, like, one of the coolest things ever. And I'm like, fuck, like, I liked it, but, like, when I watched it in my part, it just didn't seem like it fit. But, like, I'm working on a couple of different video parts right now, and I'm definitely trying to, like, mix doing something big with, like, the tricks that I could do that don't involve pegs.
You should do a peg-free edit.
I did think that would be fun to do a less pegs edit.
Take you like 5 years though.
It could, but I do like pegless grinds too, so I guess I'd probably end up
grinding
not
again.
Pegless
grinds,
grinding at all. Yeah, we'll see. I could probably
peg-free, like,
I could probably do a minute.
Maybe
a minute long.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, you did send over, I think I asked for 5, but you sent 7, so I didn't know which ones to take out. So
Yeah.
you sent over your top 7 grinds of all time in no particular order.
No, yeah.
right?
When you asked me my favorite grinds ever, like that was a hard one. You know, I just try and think back at all the videos I watched. I'm like, damn, like, you know, which ones really stood out to me the most? And
Well, let's take a look at the 7 grinds, and then we can talk over it and keep going. I love that Edwin's on the roof with me on this too. But
yeah, so this goes back to Forward being one of the first videos I bought, and Ian Morris, he's
your boss.
Yeah,
You're the owner of United. I don't know if
he's
that's
always been a savage, and yeah, just I don't know.
that setup is so bad.
Yeah, like why would anybody ever want to grind that? And watching him do that like opened up my eyes to like wanting to fucking grind off roofs too. And Ian's the man. If you've ever hung out with him,
Yeah.
Liam, this is one of the craziest, wildest looking things ever. Like I could only imagine how good that felt. You know, like who knows how long that rail took him, but you know.
I always wonder if it was the ice was the plan the entire time, or if it just felt right as he was going.
I mean, once you get to that point, like, why
imagine-
fucking not? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's got to be one of the wildest, biggest kinkers.
I would throw my bike too, for sure.
And then this is, at the time, one of the longest, wildest rails I'd ever seen. Chris Arriaga, and it's like, I think it's a local video they made, Santa Barbarians. It's
Yeah.
like him and Raban and those guys, but I don't know, that just looks like a fun, wild rail, and that just really stood out to me. Josh Harrington, one of the best to ever do it.
I watched this clip on my own randomly, like a couple
Dude,
weeks ago.
everyone should, because look at that. Why would you don't even want to touch that rail. I wasn't there, but Chad and Connor were, and he couldn't even make it down the rail. He tried to grind the rail a few times, couldn't land it, and just said fuck it. And this was insane. Like, I don't know, that just looks like a ledge that you wouldn't think is even possible.
And then obviously,
And then this, the craziest accidental banger ever done. Like, went for a gap to dubs, landed feeble, and if you've ever been to that spot, it's fucking gnarly, man. It's downhill run up, you come swerving around the corner, and it's far. Like,
and that's probably why it turned into a feeble.
yeah, and then Tyler, I mean, I was there and I filmed it, but to me, that's still like, that was one of the craziest things ever. And the way that it happened too is like, we were just filming. He had one day left to finish filming, and Mike's like, "Hey, there's this roof. I think you could go off the roof to the rail at this school." And Tyler's like, "All right, let's go check it out." So
Yeah, that was like a staple. I mean, I think like Road Fools even went to that school or something. That school's been a staple spot in
Yeah.
San Diego, and the rails actually used to be better, and then they switched because they used to have no kink on
yeah,
the
it's
end.
probably just like that one right side rail there.
Well, there was that one, and then there was a center rail, but it was straight.
Damn.
It had no kink no kink on it back in the day, and it was like, I remember talking about that at a point, like, I guess, yeah, you could, like, you know, just like joking after sitting in the
Yeah.
schoolyard for 5 hours, you joke about something like that,
Yeah.
but then he did it with a way worse rail. It's
No,
like,
it was gnarly, man. He put a rock. Like, there's no lines on the roof or anything. If I ever do a roof to rail, I want a line. Like, I want to, like, see where I'm going and then, like, go. He just put a little pebble right there, and he was probably doing circles for, like, 30 minutes, and he couldn't get himself to do it. And Dennis is like, "Hey, you know you're going to do it. Just do it. Like, you know once you ride off the roof, you're doing it, so just commit." And then Tyler's like, "All right." And he just sent it. And then after he did it, he's like, "Dude, once Dennis told me, like, you got it, like, I just had to do it." Like, because he was still, like, I know he still looks up to Dennis, but at the time, like, he was like this young kid that like we flew out to like, you know, come film and see if we wanted to put him on market, and he was still like a very young kid that looked up to Dennis. So like he's like, "Well, shit, Dennis told me to do it. Like, I'm gonna fucking do it." Like,
that's all I needed, basically.
Yeah.
I'm about to jump off this building.
yeah, it was an epic day though. But yeah, man, all those clips really like at some point like, you know, had a big effect on me, and they made me remember them till now. So
It's a good range too. It's like you got Ford to, I mean, Tyler's clip was a couple years ago. Reed's is Reed and Liam just recent. So
no, it's
like,
cool. I mean, that's what goes to show people have been doing crazy shit for a long time. So.
First one I see is, "How is your hair so majestic?" So.
I don't know. A lot of time flapping in the wind.
If that was, sorry, Tristan's BMX page is asking about your hair. We got Louis S. Termer is asking, if BMX wasn't your passion, what would you see yourself doing?
Well, I guess if BMX wasn't my passion, there's a
Don't
good
say
chance.
like skateboarding or
Wasn't,
something.
no,
Like,
I was just gonna say there's a
something
good chance that a camera wouldn't have been in my hands. So, the thing I was into the most before all that was working on cars and building. I was like building
you
rock
did, like,
crawlers
Jeeps and stuff like
yeah,
that.
like I wasted all my money and time building rock crawlers, and yeah, that was. I probably could have bought a red camera when I was a kid if I would have saved all my money from all the stupid fucking cars I built.
Well, red cameras didn't exist.
Yeah, I would have had the red one. That would
You
be
would have had like
the
some
worst thing ever.
over-shoulder rig, something like that, like TV broadcast camera.
But yeah, I'd probably be working on cars, and I don't think that that's the way I wanted my life to go.
It's not
so
that fun. Jay Carter is asking how. Oh, his word choice is a little weird, but have you ever thought of using your experience in filming BMX to change industries, maybe in movies or porn? I would, I think he's trying to be funny. But.
yeah, I mean, I'll leave the evolutions of filmmaking and porn up to the professionals.
He had a follow-up comment and said, never mind. I'm not
Okay,
gonna say
we'll
it.
leave that one out. But yeah, I mean, I did have an opportunity to work on a feature film, and I kind of got to apply my skills that I acquired filming BMX into a movie. So yeah, it was pretty cool to be able to like skate around and film some like moving shots the way I'd film BMX and have that featured in like a real Hollywood film. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to do that. And without filming BMX, I would have never been able to do that or have that opportunity. So yeah, it's
so I mean,
blown away.
The answer is basically yes.
Yeah,
I have thought about it.
I have
done
and
it.
I'd love to do it more. And yeah, any opportunities like that, I'd love to do it.
Question from Dan Foley, another filmer writer. This question.
I will go out on a limb and say that Dan can film himself better than a lot of people can film other people.
Definitely.
And no one will ever film a selfie video as good as Dan.
Yeah. Subscribe to Dan's vlog.
And his riding is amazing. One of my favorites for sure.
Subscribe to his vlog.
Yeah, subscribe, like, whatever.
Smash that like button.
Poke, whatever you got to do.
He asked, how hard is it shooting BMX, something that's both very time and energy consuming on a crazy camera setup? How do you store all those true 4K clips?
I have a massive 512 gigabyte card, so storage BMX wise isn't that much of an issue. But yeah, it's definitely been quite a learning curve getting used to different lenses and not zooming with a rocker zoom and everything like that. But that's what's fun about this new camera setup. It's like I would film every day with my Panasonic and I never really learned anything. And every day I'm out, I learn something new. I find a new way to apply, my skills to this camera, and I find new settings, and I read something new or watch some video, and it's like every day is like I can better myself and make my videos better. And
yeah, I think that's you have to evolve. Like even shooting photos or filming. Like I shot photos for a decade or more or whatever. Like I have to film more and more, and I literally just pretend I know what I'm doing until that day I click and I'm like, I actually know what I'm doing.
You filmed the other day and I took a photo, so
yeah, that was weird.
The times are changing, and
I forgot.
Yeah, no, it's cool though.
Role reversal for sure.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge, and it's like, imagine if you just did the same tricks for 10 years, or like you never.
Well, I do that. I do.
I mean, yeah, but like, or you never put on bigger bars, or you never tried a free coaster, or you never put on plastic pegs. Like
you just be a dude on Instagram hating everything about current BMX.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I think changing up the camera was needed, and I'm stoked I did it. So yeah, it's a fun little challenge, and yeah, I'm stoked on all the new stuff Dan's been doing, because I know
he's been killing it always.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you love this one. Joe K. Tempilars asks, how do you come up with all those amazing songs for edits? I know this is like the bane of your existence, basically.
God, yeah, Fudger knows firsthand that I hate my music hunting. But yeah, man, just a lot of hours of killing brain cells, listening to really terrible music. Like, yeah, I mean, there's no easy way around it. I wish I had an easy process for discovering gold, but that's not the case. It's bunch of random websites, sometimes movies, anything, like sometimes the radio, Pandora, Spotify, just anything. Like
it's like spots. It's like people take it for granted, but you have a lot of legwork that goes into that stuff. You're like, how'd you find that setup? He's like, because I drove around for 2 weeks looking for.
And it's all about organization too, because I feel for the longest time I'd look for music all the time and I'd find something that had potential, but if I don't write that down or bookmark it or put it on a playlist, like that song might be useless to me now, but in 6 months or a year from now, I have some certain project where that song could be perfect. But if I didn't if I wasn't organized, and that song's gone, you know? So it's like, that's the main thing I've noticed is make a playlist. Now I have intro songs, Instagram songs, video part songs.
Yeah.
Like I make playlists for each type of music genre that I'd be looking for, and then that way, like
Really
right
bad
now,
hip hop beats.
no, I don't, that folder doesn't exist. But yeah, like I'm about to edit the Haro Mexico video, and like, you know, I'll just go through my folders and just start figuring it out. But yeah, organization is key, and look all the time. Don't do what I used to do and wait till the video comes up and find the music.
Yeah.
Always look for new music. Always have it on deck.
This isn't really a question, but Chamberlain is cool. It took me a little bit to work that out. Said, I want to see a vlog. Is there ever an opportunity? Like, what's your, like, I mean, because just as you said, you're out there every day, like, doing this and living this lifestyle. Is there ever, like, a room? Obviously, vlogs are both.
Yeah, I mean, it's
hot
funny
topic.
because I was just hanging out with Colin Varniak and the Fiend dudes yesterday, he was vlogging, and right before we were done, he's like, "Oh, sorry, dude. Like, I'll try not to like include you in there too much." I'm like, "Dude, I don't care. Like, I don't mind them, but like, I told him I was like, I got a camera in my hand all day long already. Anyways, if I was to vlog what I do, like, there would just be it'd be 24 hours of filming. You know, I already have a camera in my hand for like 6 hours a day, so like."
Colin's like an embarrassed vlogger still. He's like I think when he comes to the West Coast, he gets a little embarrassed about it because he has his little circle FTL dudes
but his circle, they all make fun of him too. It's funny.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh yeah."
He'll wear a button up and he hides his little GoPro, like, so it's just he doesn't have the chest mount. He has it on the inside, and the GoPro's like sneaking out, so you like forget that he has it. You know.
It was funny. They were all giving him shit yesterday, but yeah, I mean, I think that if I ever did anything like that, I would take it in my own direction. I would find a way to capture like what I do in a day and make it interesting to me, because the way that I've seen, but it's weird because I follow like photographers that seem like they're turned filmmakers, and they make these video vlogs from their trips, and it's just like epic footage with music, and I'm like, if that's a vlog, then yeah, I'll fucking make a vlog.
See, but that's where I get that's where I was like, filming isn't vlogging. Like, filming everything isn't vlogging. Like, vlogging to me is like, it's whatever. It's blogging, video logging. So it's like you're telling your thoughts. That's when it becomes a vlog. Is it video
logging or video blogging?
Video logging. So it's like,
well, because that's the thing. I thought the vlog was video blogging. So it's like you're talking and you're making it into a video, and then there's.
See, we don't even know what a vlog is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but yeah, if it comes down to like me.
I'm never gonna hold the camera and tell you my thought.
Yeah,
but I could go around and, hey, I'm doing a bunch of cool shit, and I could cut that together but I'm not gonna sit there and tell you how my day is going.
I think it would be. I would like to film a vlog on somebody else. I think that makes more sense. Like, hey, you seem like you have a really interesting life. I'm gonna film you, and I'm gonna make a video from it. But to do that yourself, in some instances, it almost feels like, hey, I'm really interesting. checkmeout.com.
Yeah.
And I think social media has already kind of gotten, I mean,
it's
obviously you post a lot, you know, everyone posts photos themselves, everyone posts video clips.
Like, I stopped using Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't use Instagram anymore.
Well, you're too cool, but some of us are addicted still. But yeah.
Montana Ricky asks, well, he I don't know if it's a compliment or not. He said, you look like Gene Wilder in this photo.
Is that the guy that's Willy Wonka?
Yes.
So
yeah. That's.
And thanks to Rodeo Peanut, one day I will be that guy for Halloween, but I'm too cheap every year to buy the costume. But I did think that was gold, and I think it'd be awesome if I dressed up as Willy Wonka for
Halloween. He also said, I enjoyed your recent edit, the recent edit you filmed with Jason. I assume it's Jason Watts.
Oh, yeah.
I was busy yesterday.
That just came out this morning.
Oh, this morning. Okay.
On the way over here.
I didn't see
He's on it.
I did see the Instagram video, so I lied because I did see it on Instagram. And also, I'm from Jersey now and just went to that rail you tried, 50-50 up and over the fence. How anals was that for you? I don't know what that's in all caps. I don't know if that's like an acronym or something.
I don't know if that's a Jersey.
It's probably, maybe it's a
Jersey slang word.
Mike Brennan, like the pucker up thing that he used to do.
Speaking of Mike Brennan, he's the one that actually told little Jeff that he should take me to that spot to try that. So, that every time I watch that clip, I'm bummed that I couldn't get it. But at the time, I felt like it was too short. Like I felt like I was still compressed on the rail when I was trying to pop to get off, because I tried my hardest and I didn't make it over that thing. So if I ever end up back there again, I'm gonna try it again just for the hell of it and see if it works. But at the time,
Did you get hurt on it? You look pretty bummed.
I almost tweaked I really like got scared, and I thought I almost blew out my knee, because like, you know, when you land and your feet don't slide and like your body weight just kind of twist off of whatever you put down, like my knee kind of tweaked, and I was like, dude, I don't really know, and I was already kind of hurt. That trip was gnarly, dude. I'm not cut out for the humid East Coast summers, and
that's the coin term that I use is you're certified weather weenie, because you're born. Well, you're not born in San Diego, but you live in San Diego.
No, I've lived here long enough.
Your tolerance. The longer you're here, the tolerance for anything outside of like 65, 75 is it's smaller and smaller.
It's gnarly, man. I can't even. You can't keep your hands dry long enough to like get through a clip. So
there's definitely a lot more questions, but we'll just go the last one on here. I don't know how much opinion. No, this is Jana Ja Chan. His opinion on Salsa Boss.
I'm not gonna say anything negative about him. If I don't got any beef with him, I know he's apologized and whatever, but
has he?
I'm not.
Because they kind of held fast on social after that, right? Like
I don't honestly keep up with it, but like I don't know if everyone's got their opinion about everyone, and some people make it more public than others, and whatever.
Do you think your filming's boring?
If I thought my filming was boring, then I don't think I would do it. I think I try and make things as entertaining as I can, and I show it to my friends, and they're into it. And if the dude that I'm working with is stoked on it, and my friends are stoked on it, and I'm happy with it, then
we made the joke earlier inside the studio that it's like because VX footage, it's like it's more raw, but it's like you have to like squint to see it these days. It's like literally like squares moving around.
Yeah, I mean if there's too much
pretty doesn't mean boring in my opinion.
If there's too much detail in the footage where you find yourself looking at the donut shop in the background other than the riding, then I'm sorry, but I don't know. It's not for everyone, but I try and make my work as neutral as possible, and hopefully everyone can enjoy it.
Work. Rolling on from that will end our Q&A segment.
Boom.
All right.
Thanks for asking questions.
Yeah. We wanted to talk about spot mods, because let's talk about kind of how, I mean, I guess there's a little bit of flack in back in the day shit where it's like
that's where it all started.
Yeah.
Like that's the reason I ever had an interest in making spots or modifying spots, is like my town didn't have any spots really. So we would steal wood from the construction sites or go into the construction site and just make our own little ramps and skate parks. And you know, I cut out a rail in my town when I was a kid just because I thought I'd make this cool ledge. I never even hit the ledge because it was kind of scary after I cut it. But like when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, this makes sense. And this is spot's just wasting back here. No one cares if the rail's here or not. So I cut it out and made a spot. And I don't know. I just always kind of had that interest in like putting in a little bit of work to make something fun and different that you don't see every day.
Well, we have a little montage of you cutting and moving. It's like 40 seconds or something.
This is
how much is that grinder, by the way?
How much does it cost?
Yeah.
Like the cordless one actually is probably like $150 or $200.
Yeah.
But that was for DeMarcus. He's trying this trick up a rail, and he's like, dude, I can't go fast enough. I'm like, I'll get rid of that fence if.
See, that's what's up. I mean, in my opinion, it's like obviously like. I always make the joke like, oh, why don't you build a roll-in or something like that? Like at a point, it's like, but if it makes a trick possible, then it's
that's
whatever.
The thing, like you know,
it's like this thing's in the way. You remove it. It doesn't take away from the trick. But when it's like you make something easier, I get a little weird about it.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like, I mean, if there's a sick rail and there's a 2-foot long sidewalk in front of it, 95% of people are gonna say, oh, this rail's not possible because you can't jump from way back here and get on it or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'll just put my ladder down and put some boards on it, and then it's possible, you know? So, like, I don't want to, I'm such a, like, I love spots, like, weird spots so much that, like, I'll do what it takes to make it work, because I'm not trying to keep looking and hunting for this spot that might not exist when I have it right here. It just needs a little bit of work. So, yeah, it's fun, man. I like it. And it makes you way more eager and try way harder when it comes time to actually get the clip, instead of, like, oh, there's this fucking perfect rail that's been in my town forever and whatever. Like, no, I spent 3 days, like, watching the fucking house across the street from this rail to wait for the guy to go to sleep, and then I had to cut the gate and cut the fence and everything. So it's like, I like that, man. it makes you watch the clip back and it's got so much more meaning than like that one clip.
Yeah,
that
all
you just,
that effort. It's,
yeah, like I don't know. It's every clip has a story when you put in some time and effort, and that's more fun for me. I don't know.
Does it kind of like the I don't know spot Nazis like do you ever catch flack from that, or you ever like I think you're probably past that phase at this point.
No, I mean I don't really like fuck with spots that are famous or anything. So like if I went to like Hollywood High and fucking cut it in half to do a trick, then like people are gonna be fucking pissed.
I meant more in the sense of like when you caught like I mean obviously I remember like we brought the ledge around like you caught a bunch of flack for that, but it was like that was obviously that's supposed to be ledge, but on that sense where it's like I think like you had the rodeo peanut with the rail. The straight
boards.
30 stair or whatever, the boards or whatever, where it was like they're pointing it out and it's like basically saying it's not legitimate because you put boards in front.
I had
a
kid legit send me like an essay on Instagram about how putting those boards up there was not cool. Yeah. Like it like literally like he's like do what you got to do to like if you got to uncap a rail whatever that's cool, but like the boards I just don't understand the boards. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm sorry.
Did he get illogical or was he like...
No, dude, it was like, I wish I still had it, but he like went off on a whole tangent about how like certain things are okay, but like the board is just no.
See, I think it's either all or nothing. It's either all okay or it's not.
I mean,
but.
I don't know, like... I see both sides of it. I personally, if I watch like a skate video and I see him put a fucking piece of plywood halfway on the curb and halfway on the street at the bottom of a rail to like land into, like I think that looks like shit, but like I mean if there's an epic rail and you need a board to like get to it, then like you're either never gonna see that epic rail in a clip because it's not possible, or you're gonna fucking put a board there and make it happen. So I don't know, it's to each his own, you know. At the end of the day, it's always there's always gonna be someone that doesn't like it, but
there's no fucking rules. It doesn't matter.
I'll take whatever slack or bullshit or peanuts people want to throw at you. Like if fuck it, it's you don't know how good it felt to land that clip, and so whatever, I'm down for it. I'll take it.
What about I mean I know what do we have for time wise? We're all right. When we rode the other day, we rolled up. I spotted that gap to wall.
Oh
that apparently Garrett had done it 2 years ago or something. Like what's your? I think DeMarcus wanted to do something. Maybe do it wall to 180 or something.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, that's nowadays it is a weird little thing.
So it was like a gap to wall over a rail. Mm-hmm. Apparently Garrett did it like 2 years ago, but he wanted to do bar. Yeah,
I think he mentioned doing trick into it, and then like it was like a weird thing where DeMarc's like, oh, you know, if he wants to do a trick into it, like I'm not gonna mess with this spot, but like it had been 2 years, so yeah, it's that situations like that are weird because it's like, you know, someone said they wanted to do something 2 years ago. They haven't done it, so like, do you go do it or do you not go do it? Like, and that's a weird thing.
Especially in San Diego when it's so hard, where there's so many dudes trying to do stuff all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I've run into that problem all the time, and you know, luckily with most of the dudes in San Diego, like everyone's good friends and stays in touch. Like I remember when we were doing the market video, our thing was like if someone got a clip at a spot, you put a market sticker on there, and then the deadline dudes were pretty much on the same thing. Where if they got a trick, they put a deadline sticker. So it was good because
you'd send a text afterwards and be like, "Yo, what went down?"
Yeah, like you go to a spot and you see a deadline sticker, you're like, "Oh shit, like what up, dudes? Like we're at this whatever down rail, like saw a sticker, just want to know like what you guys got so we don't step on any toes." And like that was the best, man. I love when it's like a respectful, you know, thing like that because we're all out here trying to get our best shit on, you know, sometimes the same spot. So like why would you want to waste your time or get hurt trying something that someone's already done, or you're trying something that's like a one down of something that someone's already done, you know? Either way, like you don't want to one up or one down someone or do the same thing for that matter. So
I don't know if I'm gonna bring it up. There's definitely like I went with Aaron Ross to Rincon to like for him to whip it. Mm-hmm. I think he kicked it once or twice. He ended up getting 2 flats and we got kicked out or whatever, and then that like motivated, I guess Garrett wanted to do it for a while. And like Garrett went and did it like a week or 2 later or something like that. And Aaron was pretty bummed, and I'm like, fuck it, dude. I don't know where the line is. I don't know.
That's the thing.
Definitely subject. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, you know? I think like at the end of the day, like if it's a spot in your hometown and you're sleeping on it, and some dude comes into town and wants to do it or handles it, like, I mean,
it's on you, I guess.
Yeah, like if you've already tried it, that's a whole nother story. If you've already attempted a trick, then I think like you should be the rightful one to get it. But like if you've been wanting to fucking hanger this rail for a while and you didn't do it, and then Joe Blow comes into town and wants to do it, like don't hit him up and be like, yo man, like I'm trying to do that rail. It's like, yo, it's right there, you know, go do it. So
Yeah, don't vibe somebody out of it.
yeah, I don't think you should vibe someone out. And then like also like if you are in the predicament where like, hey, you went and did this trick and found out somebody already did it, like in my eyes as a rider, a filmer, a person, like the person who did it first should do it, whether you knew they did it or you didn't know they did it or whatever. Like if somebody else already put in the time and effort to land and do something, like let them have it, you know, because I've had situations in the past where like someone did something, someone else went and did it, and they're like, oh sorry, like we're gonna use the clip anyways, and I'm like, well that's kind of like fucked up, because like this guy already, like, you know, maybe he got hurt or whatever, maybe he tried it for 3 hours and he did it, and then just because you didn't know he did it.
Just because your deadline's sooner. Or
yeah, and like
your
deadline's
like,
sooner or whatever. But like just because you didn't know they did it doesn't mean that like you should be able to just use yours and cancel theirs out. I think there's just a respect thing and an kind of like an honor system in the streets. You know, like I don't know, if pay respect and let the dude who did it have it, and then later on put it out if you want, or like, you know,
because if it was the other way around, they would be bummed. So it's like it's gonna if you do it long enough, it's gonna happen one way or another. So
put like, yourself in their shoes, because like as much as it sucks, like dude, I didn't know and I fucking landed. I want to use it. Like that sucks, but like dude, if you were the guy and you landed your trick that you were really stoked on and somebody else swooped you, like you'd be fucking bummed too. So I just think nowadays a little communication goes a long ways. And you know, if I go to some spot that I don't think anyone's really hit and I see tire marks on there, I'm gonna hit dudes up and be like, hey, like, any of you guys get down on this thing, because we're trying to film something. And
it's better to check first, because then you put in the work and then you're bummed afterwards. Like, that's always the worst. Like, it's like you try and, you know, I've been at spots where like trying to send out those text messages and nobody's replying.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
it's the worst. But like at least if you tried, then fuck it. Like, you know, you did what you could. But if you roll up to the spot and you're like, fuck, I feel like you see tire marks over this fucking. The trick to do is a wall ride, and you see fucking wall ride marks on there, like, all right, dude, like, you know, whatever. But yeah, I just think with the amount of dudes out there getting it, filming, doing stuff every day, like a little communication goes a long way. And I think
those text messages.
Yeah, just don't, you know, there's nothing worse than like stupid little beef or drama over like, oh, fucking guy went
over a 5-second
did my fucking clip or something like that. Like, you know, BMX is a small world. We're all friends. Like, there's no need to dog anyone on a clip like that or.
I agree.
Waste anyone's time.
So what we're gonna do is first 3 comments with the correct answer win a prize package. So we're gonna work from the top to the bottom. Okay. I think the best prize is the original artwork you brought in.
Yeah. So I have a photo that I shot with a drone of DeMarcus Paul doing a hop whip. And
you can tell by the shadow distance that he boosted the crap out of it.
Yeah, and I just thought it'd be a cool looking photo to hang up in your room or your whatever, and so I printed it on wood. And yeah, it took a good amount of hours, so hopefully someone's stoked on it.
You get a bonus messed up Tyler roof derail.
Yeah, you get a faulty version of a attempt.
That's the better end that you want to put up.
Don't look on the back.
You get a stem too, correct?
Yeah, we got a demolition rig stem. Dennis Anderson's signature stem here. So yeah, first place is gonna win this, and
then we got a bunch of Market, Etnies, JanSport, some stickers. Downtime DVD from United, a dope JanSport backpack that I'm gonna have Christian get for me too.
Then we got another little prize pack. We got Still United, some stickers, another JanSport bag. We got Market posters. Nice little collection of stuff from all the people who helped me out and hooked me up. So shout out to Market, Etnies, United, and Demolition and JanSport for all that. And then shout out to DeMarcus Paul for having Steezy hop whips and letting me take photos of them.
And for the existence of drones.
Yeah, and drones. Drones are dope. So
So, do you know your questions, or do you need me to?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I'm trying to think of which one goes with which prize, but I guess
No,
it doesn't
I mean
really
they have to
matter.
answer. Yeah, I think they answer all 3 questions, and then the first 3 comments. So it'll just number 1 will get the best one, number 2 will get the second best.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Well, yeah. The first question is gonna be, who had a guest clip in the very first Market edit? It's a Dennis Anderson edit. Somebody had a guest clip in there.
cool. I don't even know that one.
Well, then you're not gonna win. So, the next question would be, we've showed footage of me doing a roller coaster rail. Who was the first person to do that roller coaster rail? Because that rail wouldn't be around or even a thought in my mind without this one person. And that person was also there both times that I rode that rail. So
And I think they also did it on a mini bike.
they did probably do it on a mini bike, and they also butt grinded down the rail. So you got some clues. And then it was also mentioned in this earlier, but who is the owner of United Bike Company? He is.
He had a clip in this.
Yeah, he's still rides every day. He's still really good. He's the man behind the scenes of United and 4 Down. So if you know any of the answers to that, you can win some of this free stuff. So do some research and see if you win.
Leave the comments.
Like, subscribe, comment,
All
let
that
us know,
stuff.
all that fun stuff. Vlog about it.
Yeah, Instagram story.
Yep, whatever
Cool.
floats your boat.
Well,
Snapchat.
that'll do it.
Sweet.
Thank you very much, sir.
Oh yeah, thanks for
Hopefully
having me.
My invisible coffee cup didn't make it look too awkward. I forgot to mention that. So
There's no
the
coffee
green
in there.
screen. Yeah, I drank it all. So thank you for coming by.
Yep.
We don't have anybody lined up for next, so
Well,
it'll be a mystery person.
hey.
It could be Dan Kruk, could be Ed Zunda, could be Nathan Williams. I haven't asked Nathan.
Hey.
So see you next episode. Thank
Bye.
you for that airplane that just went over too, right at the end.
What's up? I'm Christian Rigal, and for more videos, subscribe to Ride BMX.